Hey there, art friends! In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to draw a peaceful landscape scene in Procreate, featuring a simple bird perched on a wire set against a soft flowing sky. You'll learn how to build a beautiful layered background using gradient techniques and Gaussian blur, how to add soft lighting effects with the bloom tool to create dreamy atmosphere, and how to draw a clean, minimal bird silhouette that gives your artwork a gentle focal point. Whether you're new to digital art or just want to practice making calm, eye-catching scenes, this tutorial will guide you through each step so you can follow along easily and create something beautiful by the end. So grab your little pencil, open up the Procreate app, and let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to do is make a new canvas by going on the little plus over here, and we can click on it and say screen size, and making sure your iPad is in the landscape position this time. And we're going to first choose our brush, which is going to be the round brush under painting. And then for our color, I made a color palette, which you can find in the link below. So I have it right here, and we're going to use the first color in the first row. So the brush size will be, let's go for 60%. We can zoom out on our canvas a bit. And we're just going to go on the top of our canvas and just come on the top over here. And then we'll choose the second color in the first row, this orange color. And then we're going to choose the third color in the first row. And then the fourth one. And then the fifth one. Let's also choose this really light one right here. You can make the brush a bit smaller, so we just add a bit of this light. Perfect, and then now we're going to use a Gaussian blur to blur this so it's a very nice gradient background. So we can go to this magic wand, go to Gaussian blur, and then we're going to slide to the right. Just like this, so we get a very nice sunset sky. And we can tap out of that magic wand to get out of it. Next, let's make a new layer on top of this sky layer. And then we're going to choose this 7th color in the first row. We can make our brush a bit smaller, 4%. We're going to come over here on the left side. We're just going to make these little bumps. So it's kind of like a hill or like bushes like this. And then we're going to draw a straight line coming out like this. And a line coming up. And then a triangular roof, and this is going to be our first house. So we can kind of see almost like a town in the distance that's mixed in with our bushes. We can make a really tall building right here, or a very long one. You can just really play around with all the shapes. You can make a really short house like this one with no roof. Just like that. And then let's just make another line. Or we can make a really tall building, tall and thin. Just like that. And then we can make the bushes again, this. Let's start over here, and we can just come back down how we did on the other side. And then let's fill this in with this color, perfect. And then now let's make a new layer on top of this. We're going to choose the 8th color in the first row, this color that comes right after the one we just used. And we're just going to follow the shape. But instead of adding houses, we're just going to do these bumps, only these bumps. And then we can fill it in using that color. And then let's make a new layer on top of it and use this last color in the first row. Just like this, so the same bumps again, just like that. And then you can kind of fix some of them like that. Let's make this one a bit higher. Perfect. And I don't want to merge these just yet. Or actually we can. We can just merge that together like that. Perfect. And then now let's start with our, actually before we start with our telephone wire, I want to do something to these houses just to add a bit more detail. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the eraser tool, and then we're going to come to this building, for example, and then we're going to just add, we're going to erase some of this part. So just make a rectangle that follows this long building shape. Comes like this, and then let's color this in, or erase this. Like this. And then we're going to grab this color right here by tapping and holding with your finger on this color. We're going to make the brush a bit smaller, 3%, and we're just going to come to make it even smaller, 2%. We're just going to come and add these lines in between these. So we get the idea that these are windows. So a really nice way to make windows. Just like this. You can cut off the edges to make them a bit more sharp. Perfect, just like that. And we can even come in here and draw a little circle in this house. For example, the top window. Even draw like a little door. I think we can actually leave the door, so let's just color that back in. So you can just keep zooming out and seeing how everything looks. So for example, we can come in here and erase some of this. We can make a little square like that. And then we can move it up using this quick shape tool. Just like that. And then let's color this in. And let's do the same thing. But I think let's make our brush a bit smaller. Let's go for 1%. This looks good. And then let's just make the windows. Just like this. And then in this building, we can just color in some of them so it looks like some lights are on and some are off. Just like that. So we can, for example, color in just random windows, like that one, and this one, and this one, like maybe 1 or 2 in each row. If you're sketching along and having fun, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. We post new tutorials and Procreate videos every week. So now we can just color in some of these. I think this is looking good so far. Just do a few more. Maybe we can leave it right here. I think that looks good. Perfect, and we can just keep this one right here, just blank, with no windows. Perfect, this looks really good. Now let's make a new layer and grab pure black and start on our telephone wire. So we'll just draw a straight line coming up and then tap and hold with your Apple Pencil to get the perfect quick shape line. And we can go to this little line drop down menu up here. You can just move this a bit higher. Just like this. And then now as we get the exact same line and exact same shape, so it's exactly vertical to it, we can just duplicate this layer 3. And then we're just going to move this right there. And then we're going to close this shape off. Let's first merge the layers together, and then we can fill that in. And if you see there's a bit of a white line, or like these kind of white line edge around your thing when you fill it in, just undo it, and then when you do your color drop, just slide to the right and it'll be gone. Perfect. Now let's add another line right here, so near the top but not exactly at the top. It's going to be a horizontal line like this. Let's make it a bit longer, like that, and then let's add a straight line going down, another line coming over here, and then just color this in. just like that. So we have our nice telephone wire. I just want to make this maybe a bit longer. Just like this. Same over here. And just follow that line. Just like that. And let's add another line sticking out of here. Because in telephone wire we have these little things sticking out. Just like that. Perfect. Perfect. So now we got our telephone wire or our telephone pole right here. And now let's just add the wire from, let's make our thing a bit smaller. We're gonna add the wire from here and then from here. And then 2 wires coming from here. Let's actually delete this. And let's place it down here, just like that. And then let's also erase this one right here. And put it right there. And then now we can draw the big wire which our bird is going to be on. So we're going to start over here at the edge of this pole. And then just come down just like this in a slight curved line. Perfect. So now we have our telephone wire. And let's make this one a bit bigger like that. Erase this one right here. Beautiful. This is looking absolutely stunning. So now we can make a new layer for our bird. Keep black as our color. And then we're going to start with this little circle. We can tap and hold to get the perfect shape. And then to select that drop down, fill this in, just like that. And then let's add a little cute beak, so just like a triangle to its side, like this. And then we're gonna draw our bird's back like that. So it comes out, then in into a point, and then comes back in. Like that. And it's gonna come like this. And then we can just color that in. Push it up just a bit so we can add some legs like this. And then we can add a little tail. Just these little spikes that come out of the tail. Perfect. This looks like a very cute bird, and I think we're done now with this bird. Let's just make it a bit smaller. So we can go to this arrow and then go to uniform. And let's just move it a bit. Perfect. Okay, now we got our bird, and then we can just keep it on its own layer. And then let's go to our sky layer and then put a layer above it, but underneath our bush and house layer. And let's grab this color right here. Or actually, let's grab this yellow right here. But move this top slider just a bit so we get a different color, a different type of yellow. And we're going to make a layer right here, layer 5, for our sun layer. So a circle, tap and hold to get the perfect circle, drag it in, and then let's make it a bit smaller. Just like that. And then now to make the sun glow even better, we're going to be going to the magic wand and using the bloom tool. So we can just play around with the transition, size, and burn. So let's slide to the right. So maybe we can put the burn even higher, like this. And we can even put the size to minimum. Or like this. I think that looks good. We can play around the transition. Let's go for maybe this. So the overall bloom is at 36%, transition is at 62, size is at 56, and burn is at 52. So I think this looks really good. And then let's go to our bird layer and make a new layer above everything else. Let's add some clouds. So let's grab this first color in the second row. And then we can make a line like this, tap and hold that the perfect shape. And then just make these little 3 bumps. This really simple cloud shape. We can just add it all over and keep duplicating it by sliding to the left on the layer. Just keep duplicating them, and maybe we can put 2 on the sun, like overlapping over it. So 1 right here and 1 right there. Let's make this one a bit smaller. So right there. And then let's add 1 more. Oops. So add 1 more right. Just add it maybe right up here. Perfect. I think that looks really good. And then we can merge all the cloud layers together. And then now you have the choice to merge all of them together, but if you just want to keep it like this, which is totally fine because you can just come back and fix whatever you want. If you want to add something to your bird or just to your cloud, if you want to add shadow or light, you can totally do that. And I think that's it. Your peaceful bird on a wire landscape is complete. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned something new today, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this video with a friend who loves to draw too. It might seem small, but it really helps our channel grow and tell the algorithm to show our videos to more awesome artists just like you. Thanks so much for watching and drawing with us. See you in the next one. Bye!